path, no. Painted masts, no. There was one more. Ah, here we are. Oh, that waits for me in his tower at the pirate settlement. Okay, so that means we need to go over here. Here we go.
Much ado to you, Casita.
The captain flourishes a sweeping bow. When he bends forward, the golden selenet slips from his collar to dangle on the end of his chain. He tucks away as he straightens, but not before you notice the etching on its front side. It marks him as the third chair on the Suego, Miss
A
Casita.
word of advice. Guard your back in dunnage. You have not yet carved a name for yourself or your crew. Yet you choose to swim in a sea of sharks. Should one take a bite, the Consuelo will not intervene. Elsewise, how might I be of assistance?
Show him Benwith's Cosinet. I want 4 seat on the Casaglo
The
Mezquioso.
Consuelo will need to vote on it. But with your reputation, and if you vanquished Benwith, as appears to be the case, I do believe you are the most qualified to take his place, Ak. I will speak with Ferrante so that he may consider the matter further. You have my ear, Casita. Of what do you wish to discuss today?
Why do you speak like a Valiant?
I met Ferrante decades ago. Many years I sailed as his first mate before building my own humble fleet. When in the Principe, do as the Valians do. Unless, of course, you have no care for tradition or the continued sustainability of our way of life, like some filthy new blood.
Tell me about the Consuelo.
Yes, our Council of Captains. There are 7 seats on the Consuelo, each occupied by a high-ranking captain within the Principe. Seat holders convene to vote on a variety of issues concerning the Principe's well-being. To claim a seat, a captain must have substantial backing and sufficient power both politically and physically. Ferrante, the last Marcheso, holds the highest ranking seat because the most ships in our entire fleet have pledged loyalty to his flag. As you can guess, the Sea Wolf, Aldis, commands the second most numerous fleet of ships. As such, she is the second chair and I am the third. Perhaps you would like to attend the proceedings when the Consuelo next convenes.
Is there someone or someplace I should avoid while in Dunwich?
You may have noticed a divide between old blood and the new, by which I mean those who descended from or otherwise hold old Valia in grand esteem, and the varied and often uncouth recruits we have since brought into the fold. I assure you the latter was supremely by necessity, though perhaps I'm ill-equipped to throw stones. As a Casita of some repute, you will be most welcome in the king's coffin. But you should watch yourself throughout the radiant court.
Very well.
Castell warned me you would come, but he did not indicate how much he'd have briefed you in advance.
Costello thought you could use the help.
You can assure Castell that I would have handled it in due time. I've simply been tied up with other matters. However, if you were to handle this small matter for the both of us, I would see to your reward, personally.
Drop the excuses and give me the details.
As you prefer. You're to go to Crookspur and speak with a Master Kua. He runs the island.
Serafin's mouth falls slightly open. Vertigo tickles the edge of your thoughts as if you are peering over the edge of the world.
Flogging fuck.
Serafin growls, his nostrils flaring above a curled lip and crooked teeth. An ice-cold dagger of loathing and betrayal slices between your ribs and into the space between your lungs.
Hand me your map, and I'll mark Crookspur's location. I trust that Castol has already pressed upon you the need for discretion regarding this matter. Don't answer that. Ah, Watcher. Good. You have arrived.
Ahoy there yourself, Captain. What do I be but a pretty bit of man meat to dangle from a wrist? As easily forgotten as set aside.
Ferrante rubs his thumbs over his golden salonnet. Violent thoughts gliding over his face like dark clouds. Then he smiles, but it's a vicious expression more than a pleasant one.
A little seabird informs me that you have dealt with our mutual problem, the scoundrel Benoit. Gelarde, for this you have my grandest commendation.
You'd have been right amused, you would. Few sights as fine as that hard-blowing three-sheeter getting what's long been doing.
You are lacking in so many ways, my former ship hunter, but no one can say you are not entertaining. I myself would have enjoyed watching you put the scoundrel in his place.
I didn't bother with Benwith just for your praise.
No, as my memory serves me, you did not. And as promised, I have prepared for you a fine prize. However, there is another matter of which we must now speak. I must confess to you a bit of a problem has arisen, one which speaks to your expertise with the supernatural. We've sighted the floating hangman that haunts the Deadfire.
Do elaborate. His lips thin, pressed taut as he half shrugs one shoulder, infuriatingly non-committal.
This galleon, what likely remains of the Fonferros, is a frightful legend. We have been losing ships at sea, amico, and not to those Valera ship-hunting bastards. I believe the floating hangman may be our culprit. Fortune favors us, as I have procured a survivor from such a recent sinking. You will consider what she has to say. Come forth, Selenia. Quickly now, or I will run rivers of your lethargic blood.
Sun blistered and raw boned, the pirate regards you both with a discerning glare. He tongues a chapped bottom lip, but keeps quiet.
Well, spit it out, Selenia, and try not to embarrass me before our guest.
Of course, Captain. It might have pretty hard near the end, but I spit the tale as best as I can.
Pirate touches a spot at the base of her skull and winces. She glances off to the side, eyes black and full of hurt. Fronte sighs and rubs tiredly between his
Go on,
brows.
gent. I'm ready as I'm like to get me.
I'll try not to press you to remember more than we absolutely need.
You aren't quite what I expected, Watcher. You're kinder than most. Saw my old crew slaughtered me, my best mates, and even a few I hated. They weren't but blood and meat in the end. It branded the back of my eyes that moment. High seas, nothing but blue all around. Then, mist so thick you could taste it. Ships sailed from within. Out of nowhere was a hunt, not for loot, but for bodies. The ship, it looked rotted. The crew, they were all undead. Couldn't stop them from boarding, couldn't kill them, couldn't even fight them in the end.
Tell me about them. The undead.
They were dreadful. Some were clothed, like maybe they'd only recently died. Others weren't more than moving bones. One was different. Her presence was overwhelming. Heavy. Flames burned in the place of her eyes. The crew shambled hard to do her bidding, even the ones who seemed hardly aware. Figured she was the captain, me.
There is a flag the floating hangman flies. A flag that once heralded the Fonferus of Old Valia. It belonged to a Darkotsi paladin of some legend, one Lucia Rivan. But Selenia's knowledge is limited in this regard. Let us instead ask her of a subject she may know.
How were you taken by surprise in the open sea?
Me and my crew were adept. Alert. Always. No. Weren't no one gonna get the jump on us. Was some magic foul. Just sudden like, the winds died, the waters fell flat and the air got heavy. They turned sky and the sea both against us. Then this thick fog roiled up at midday. Without a sound, the Spectre ship skimmed right out. It was too late. We couldn't outsail it.
When did this happen? She ruffles a hand through her short hair, scowls.
Dunno me. Drifted for days, maybe longer. Kept winking in and out after I ran out of drink.
One of mine found her no more than a week ago. Malnourished, dehydrated. The poor girl was scarcely able to speak.
Well, I'm more than able to gabble now, aren't I? Could sail, too. No, you got no reason to keep me.
Again, her fingers hesitate close to her hip. The fabric crinkled there, where a pistol might normally be strapped. Muscle takes in Fronte's jaw, but he otherwise ignores her.
Perhaps there is something else you wish to ask of our guest before she departs from us.
How'd you survive the attack?
Calling me Craven? Huh, sure, I am. Took a knock-in and I was out for a while. When I came to, they were eating Ganasco, our steward. I dropped a dinghy and rode for it. Don't know why they didn't give chase. Don't much care, me.
That'll be all. Glenna cuts a glance to Ferrante for confirmation when he dismissively waves her away. Her black eyes narrow and she raises her chin, defiant. But then he turns his full gaze to her, suddenly seething, and she shrinks in on herself. Fist shaking at her side, she reluctantly retreats.
She belongs to Aldis, who undoubtedly will come to claim her soon. But that is a problem for another time. One moment, Watcher.
Wait for the captain to speak.
Allow me to cut to the heart of it. Lucia Rivan, whose flag flies atop our spectral ship, was a Darkotsi paladin who died more than 200 years ago.
Figured I should know this. I'm a Dracosi paladin myself.
It is my hope that uncovering the details regarding dear Rivan's fate in life may illuminate the nature of her undeath and how to defeat her galleon. Unfortunately, the only soul who could possibly shine more light on our situation lies buried deep within Neketaka. One Isir the Berethian, now well rotted, I presume.
I take it you have a plan? Do we know anything more about Lucia Rivan?
By all accounts, our Rivan was a Darkotsi paladin who sailed to the Deadfire in order to safeguard a royal weapon of Old Valia.
The paladins of the Darkotsi were legendary in their time.
Rude! Girl, don't you know what I am? Whisper of a smirk flits across her face with the last phrase, though Fronte either doesn't notice it or pays it no attention.
Indeed. She is the epitome of Grand Valia, of magnificence, honor, and duty. Living or undead, she strives still to serve her charge. And yet, we know not why, but a Berethian priest called Isir opposed our Rivan, and fiercely. They fought to the death, Rivans to be precise, in this very archipelago. Along with her life, Rivan lost the sword she had sworn to protect. It has, lamentably, remained unfindable since. I believe it may be why she searches the seas yet.
Who's this Isiri the Baratheon?
Regrettably, I know little but this. He was an Adiran warrior priest of Bereth, and a significantly fervent one, if tales are to be believed. He chased our Dakotsi to the Deadfire, hunting her to, well, to her death. Shortly after slaughtering our brave paladin, the priest died, possibly of sickness, or perhaps from a festering battle wound. He was entombed in honor of his service to Berath, in Neketaka's sacred stair.
I take it you have a plan.
Indeed, I do. Though I and mine cannot so openly venture into the depths of Neketaka, nor can we commune with the dead. You, Watcher, are adept in both of these areas. Correct. You must search the Temple of Berath on Neketaka's sacred stair. Izair's tomb within it should contain a chronicle for how and where he slayed our paladin, Rivan.
I'll see what I can do.
Gelarde, do return when you've any lead that may navigate us to where the floating hangman anchors. I will be waiting. Gelarde, such a solace it is to see you again. Ak had...
Okay. Okay. Oh. I mean, we're probably not gonna, I'm not most likely not gonna end up using her, but it's all right. The only lead to Rizir Revane lies buried somewhere in Neketaka. Okay. Yeah, looks like we gotta go back to Neketaka. Let's where's Fruitful Fruitful Alliance. We'll just do this real quick. And now we'll go ahead and have ourselves a slight talk with everybody. Read. Hello, Lovesome. Oh, while I am disappointed you've yet to come to see me, I do understand my little sirens tell me you've been quite busy blooding the Deadfire, for which I can certainly appreciate, or perhaps my first missive to you was merely lost at sea. Either way, I hear you've got a deal, another one, really? Going on with Ferrante to muck around at the mess that is Crookspur Island. Before you go sailing in to do that Clockrod's bidding, come and have a chat with me, will you? I've got a proposition for you I think you'll find wickedly enticing. I'll serve finest berth for the Defiant at Fort Deadlight's docks. Your most ruthless but truthful friend in possibility, should you choose, Captain Eldis. P.S. Be a dear and bring me some candied nuts. Aye? I mean, I could go there real quick. First off, I want to try and talk to a couple of the people and see what they have to say. If they have anything to say.
Captain.
You don't have anything new, right? Oop.
Ahoy, Cap. Bend your ear a tick.
Here we go.
Shody seems a right fine lass and all, but, well, she asked me to pick around in the forts. Told her I didn't see nothing. I bounced right off of her. But that were a lie.
Of course you lied. You were talking.
Oh, now that ain't fair, Cap. Sometimes I flirt. Ain't nothing truer than a flirt. I touched her mind for a second. but felt something pull me in and keep me trapped for what seemed like days. I ain't seen its like before. Sometimes old salts get nightmares so that I can't bunk around them, but they usually ain't this flavor of apocalyptic.
I know Shodi has nightmares. We're already done with this. You could help her overcome them.
Right, fair point, Captain. We all deserve a fighting chance against our demons, and mayhaps I can help the lass stack the odds in her favor. Ahoy, Captain. What can I do you?
This is awkward. This is very awkward.
Yeah? Tell me what's on your mind? Not a one. Thanks to you, I never knew nothingness could feel so... more like from my mind. No matter what comes to pass, and the crush of the souls I'd acquired. You need me, I'll be too whoop...
Yeah, that's awkward.
Yes. You only have to ask.
Oh, did I not do her part of the quest? Then? Okay, their allegiance will help Ferrante bolster his own position and benefit Director Castel's plans for the Deadfire in the long term. Wait, what? Oh no, no. Well, there's another quest we apparently won't be essentially doing because that could possibly, son of a. Oh, I'm at 1, so I think we'll be okay. We'll see. What is this? Delver's Row Criminals. Oh my god, I got up to 3 with the Principe? What? I don't necessarily like that. Oh boy. Who has the highest? Children of the Dawn Stars. Oh, well, I mean, of course. Were they Nekataka? Valiant Trading Company, Royal Deadfire Company. Oh boy. Oh. Oh, I gotta be careful with Stoic. Oh, I gotta be careful with Stoic. Oh boy. He didn't like that one bit. Haven't really done anything right there. Oh, come on. Thank you. All right. Well, that's this. We're starting to run into a bit of awkward situations here. I don't particularly like it.
Ahoy, Captain. What can I...
Captain, a delight as usual.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, this is turning out to be a bit awkward. But we need to head to yeah, quick save and set course. Crooksburg Captain. Oh dear. Vampire's Crypt. Oh, Bent Bow Forest. Okay, well, yeah, no thank you. I encounter another ship at sea. You are rounding a rocky islet when you see a ship drifting on the horizon, its sail looping in the breeze. A rough symbol has been painted onto it. You pull out your spyglass and peer at the symbol. It's crudely drawn, but it looks like it could be a war club or a sword or a key. Other than the flapping sail and swaying lines, you don't notice any movement. But you do spot one body slumped against the gunwale and another splayed over the wheel, and an arrow buried in the mast. Aloth appears at your side and looks as well. Think they're Let and Key? Or attacked by them, perhaps. Let and Key members rarely announce themselves in such bold fashion, but we won't know until we look. Let's investigate. My thoughts precisely. Oh, come on.
Nice. Good plan.
First off, before I continue anything, loot all of it. Now, quick save. Boom. A fragment of essence quivers near a quartz. Most of the soul seems to have departed already, but this fretting, fluttering piece remains. It throbs with panic. Even standing this close to it raises your pulse. Read the soul fragment. As you let it wash over you, terror thins your blood. Your heartbeat becomes the galloping of hooves. You fight to keep yourself from vomiting with fear, if only to avoid the noise. This was supposed to be a quick trade run, up to Nekataka and out in a few days, but you got lost in that fog. And the next thing you knew, arrows were flying through it. And so you hid here between some of the craters, where it's dark, where the screams on deck were just a little quieter. You thought pirates were the greatest danger for merchant ships like yours. The shrieking warriors butchering your crewmates don't seem like pirates. One of them is up in the rigging, painting some kind of symbol on your sails. And the light spills into your hiding place, and a Mao warrior, one of the Huana, you think, stands over you. Foreigners shall corrupt our lands no more. Oh, this is the Waiki. Anyways, you are looking up toward the glare and the Mawa silhouette against it when pain lances through the base of your skull.
Did you find something? You have that look again.
They were merchants killed by Juana, who said something about foreigners corrupting their lands.
Well, that's a start. I found some unusual stains. I don't think they're blood, but they are rather odorous.
That's Kuiki pulp.
So it is. But what would that be doing here?
I don't know.
One of the fierce tribes of the Huana cover themselves in this vile fruit. I have heard it grows thick at a place called Oriokoiki.
I've heard they're aggressively isolationist. As for what that has to do with the leaden key,
I frowned looking at the key-like symbol painted on the sail.
at least we know where to look next. Though if this becomes anything like our encounter in the Defiance Bay catacombs, well, I hope we get our answers before the bloodbath.
Right. I better hurry up and switch people out. Sift the wreck. 3 hours pass. Needed searching. Well, I guess I can't do that. All right. Oh God, he's still injured. Ah! Oh God, completely forgot about that. Whoops. And once again, we got people in the wrong spots.
That symbol. It looks like the one we saw on the abandoned ship.
A young woman steps out of the edge of the cliff and peers down, wearing an amused grin. She fingers the curve of a long hunting
You
bow.
went into the jungle for animal hides, I say, and found yourself in an empty clearing.
Continue listening.
Akira, silence is wise. You turned around and retraced your steps back to your ship, where it was safe.
Look, I just want to talk. Can we talk?
Not if you cannot listen. If you came to blunt my teeth with chatter, try to keep it short.
I'd like to speak. I bring an offering of alliance from Queen Onakaza II. Her bearing abruptly straightens as she regards you anew, taking you in from head to toe.
We remember the old compact with the Nekataka Queen. Do you have her treaty words?
Over crumbling mountains, across blighted seas.
Akira, the Queen must be desperate to send you, I say. Rasare will be expecting you inside. Seeing as you've earned your way up from nuisance to guest, find me if you feel like trading.